I accept. Later, losers.
Whoa! What about us?
Yeah, we've literally got the it factor too.
But Sydney has something you all could never even dream of having. She has the nerve to hump a motorcycle while she rides. She has the audacity to wear that squirrel under her nose. I mean, she's nauseating to look at. She has the gall to piss me off every time she talks. And honestly, she can shit anywhere. What I'm getting at is people need people.
Oh my god. I'd like something new. This heat is ruining my night.
Like I said, no.
Where'd the fajita go? I gotta find the fajita. No. I'm leaving. I don't want to be on this day anymore.
Well, now the fajita has to eat back.
Are you two conjoined?
Only by the hair. And we went to separate Ivy League colleges, and our braid grew the distance from Yale to Princeton, and we got a full ride. We are the Rafferty sisters. I'm Eugene, and I'm Pastiche, and we own this house. Oh, she will. I like it. Oh, the horse just told me this part.
At this party in the middle of the night, a few of the students left, and they came to my house. And observed from the camera at the end of our driveway, these students got down on one knee. This is not what Colin Kaepernick was getting at, by the way, when he took a knee, to clarify. And the other, got on the student's shoulders, and together they wobbled to the tree at the end of my driveway, and with great effort, ripped our Black Lives Matter sign down from the tree. 2 weeks later, I found out that the sign was brought back to the party and burned. Wonder if they played any Childish Gambino at that party. I mean, probably not, This Is America, but he does have that song called Bonfire. The investigation the school conducted on this incident concluded that by the 504 Act, although inappropriate conduct had occurred, this was not racial harassment. Burning a Black Lives Matter sign says to me, and to millions of others like me, that being killed, being dehumanized for centuries, and still living in a system built to disadvantage us not only does not matter, but isn't even worth fighting for. We claim to live in a progressive community, yet when our community cannot recognize the gravity of a situation and respond appropriately, we're simply functioning under a woke facade. To be a progressive community, it takes commitment. We can't pick and choose. And, well, it's over time that we commit. Thank you, Vermont. Good night.
So, I couldn't possibly have systematic oppression weighing on my shoulders at every waking moment. Speaking of shoulders.
I
think I'm talking about getting a watch. Dude. I'll say it right here and now for you. I have bigger shoulders than Adam Driver. That's my marriage story. I think that better than needed, therefore Adam Driver is not the white man, it is me. Okay, but if that is not proof enough that I am the white man, I have the final fact for you. I can swim. Because if I was black, I could not swim. Okay.
Today
Today we'll be exploring the questions, how does comedy work in the brain? And how can we incorporate comedy into everyday life and for the public benefit? For example, let's say you feel like I do on Every Other Day, that society is really getting you down. But then you saw this. I learned that Santa was not real like 4 years ago.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, I heard my mom talking about it on the phone in the basement at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, wow.
The Barking Puppy, Book 1, by Lori Lobenstein. Illustrated by Il Sung Na. Narrated by Sophie Canon, the protagonist. In case you're wondering, Eleanor Rigby is named after Aretha Franklin's remake of the Beatles song. If you're not familiar with the song Eleanor Rigby, you might want to listen to it. It's about lonely people. Sometimes me and my mom feel lonely, like we're the only two people we have in the world. But the way Aretha Franklin sings it, it doesn't seem bad at all, because no matter how nice Aretha Franklin sings, Vermont was what my mom called isolating. Our neighbors were over 2 miles away. Even the dogs seemed lonesome sometimes. Baba would go bananas with happiness when we met another dog. We chose Boston because that's where Mom got a job. Plus, that's where my godmother Lori lives with her dog, Rue.
He's cool. Look, I know for a fact you've never gotten high. I can read you like a book. And right now, you're something like Shirley Jackson.
Oh, I love her work.
That's not a good thing.
Oh.
You're just standing a little low. Is all the world I need. Rabbity hop, rabbity, rabbity, skittery cat. Stop! Oh, yeah!
Hello, everybody! I hope you've been enjoying comics of color so far, are you? Excelsior! I got my first pair of tap shoes. I also received a book, and it was called The History of Tap Dancing. And, well, on the cover of this book, there were some dorky-looking white people. They were kind of hitting poses like... And also, if I was on that cover, you know I would have hit a hilarious and also good-looking pose. You can do both. It would have looked like... It's true. Young me got brought up thinking that white Hollywood was... Sorry. I'm so out of breath from the tap dancing. Woo! Young me thought white Hollywood was owed to the dance that I love so much. But little did I even know, it's my ancestors who are. The history of tap dancing started with slavery. The time step and so many basic and very foundational forms of tap dance are actually based on the djembe drum from West Africa. How many Emersonians here know the time step? Put up your hands. Not many! Okay, let me show you what it looks like. Single. Double. Triple. Quadruple. There's also buck. You get it. It's not just the white people that did it. Shocking, right? Nobody thinks about that. Burt Williams made more money than the President of the United States in 1912 for his blackface acts. Gag on him. And he also was credited to the first all-black musical on Broadway, and it was called In Dahomey. He definitely named it that to stereotype it and make it palatable for white audiences. And that's actually what we did with this show. Everybody knows about White Woodstock, right? Upstate New York, exactly 1969. Hey, what happened the same summer? Black Woodstock, aka the 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival. Wondering where Nina Simone was and Stevie Wonder was at White Woodstock? Jimi Hendrix was repping all of the black artists back then at White Woodstock. Go, Jimmy! But, I mean, I kind of don't blame Stevie Wonder and Nina Simone for choosing Black Woodstock over White Woodstock. I mean, there's just something really comforting and invigorating about being in a space that is dedicated to diversity. It takes away and alleviates a lot of the not so great things that the white majority often brings to the space. After this, in Ireland, they kind of made tap dancing their thing, right? And they very much isolated the movements to below the waist. They isolated all their movements to below the waist, kind of like straight men having sex. You know, because they only put the D in the pun. At least that's what I've heard. Anyway, there's something inherent. There's an inherent attraction between people that are discriminated against and wanting to tap dance. Because did you know that the Irish were highly discriminated against in Boston? Mm-hmm. Right, thank you. Did you know I'm Irish too? Right, I know. I'm half Haitian, half Irish, and so is my family. Hi, family. And okay, POV, I'm back in the day in Boston, right? And I'm looking at the signs that say, no blacks, no dogs, and no Irish allowed. Okay, so I'm doing the math, right? I'm Haitian, I'm Irish. My white dog named Eleanor Rigby is probably getting in over me, right? Okay, and then after the Irish, the Harlem Renaissance really regained tap dancing respect because the Apollo and the Audubon Ballroom were full of black performers every week. Sold out shows. So many black legends got their start here. Ella Fitzgerald. Moms Mabley, famous black women comedian, all started at the Apollo. And when I was growing up in Harlem, I danced at the Apollo when I was 5.
Oh, yeah.
Tap dancing on the floor of the history, and yet I was like, I hated the song. My mom remembers.
I do too.
Thanks, gay uncle. I also tap danced in the Audubon Ballroom. This same place Malcolm X was assassinated. And I didn't really know any of this history. And for what? It just kind of flew right past me, like it flows past many people. And I wonder what could be the cause of this. Juanita Pitts. She only tap danced in a tuxedo and Oxford flat shoes. Very uncommon for the time. She was probably trying to signal to the other lesbians, but they didn't hear anything. Louise Bright. She tap danced with the Miller brothers, and she was almost outed several times. Not outed in the gay way, wait. Outed in the sense of she outdid her white male counterparts, and they got so embarrassed, they said, "You can't upstage us." And Iowa Deli Cassell, a black and Puerto Rican current female woman tap dancer who dedicates her life to uplifting these names. And here's my chair. Over history, countless black women, not just history, now too, countless black women are disrespected constantly. They're disparaged, they're assumed less of. They aren't filmed, covered in the press. Their white producers don't know how to handle them. So many things. These women tap dancers dedicated their life to performance, and they weren't even allowed to walk through the front door of the theater. I could keep listing examples all night, but I'd have to be here for hours, and your butts would get very uncomfortable. But not as uncomfortable as those black women for generations. Clock it. History wants us to forget. Something I didn't tell you is that every single one of us, just like TV shows, has a writer's room. Does that make sense? You each have a writer's room that writes the plot of your own lives. You can often tell, like, whose writers specialize in what. You know, some specialize in soap opera, some specialize in the Muppets. Mine is a whole room of black queens. And my black queens are not gonna let that fly. History is not gonna erase me. And that's just the damn truth. Thanks for letting me catch my breath a few times. And I'm Sophie Canon, and I'll see you soon. And for my final trick, it goes a little something like this. Ready for this? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Don't do it.